Hey, what's up? Are we live?
Hello, I don't know.
Okay, put my glasses on and see. Oh, we're live.
Hello, world.
What's happening? Okay, I think we're live. It's always live.
Yes.
Live and in color.
Well, yes,
When
live and in action.
When we're together, live, whether we want to be or not. Okay, what's happening? Welcome, everybody,
Hello.
to our,
I don't even know what day it is. What's today?
I don't know either.
Wednesday.
It's our Wednesday live.
This is our Wednesday live.
Yeah. Right
now that we know what day it is.
We're doing good, right? We're back in Illinois,
Yes.
which is super cool.
We went to Canada for all of a minute.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Grand
Bend.
Grand Bend, man. I don't know how I describe Grand Bend because it was really interesting.
It was surreal. It was really, really a neat place. So if
Yeah.
nobody's ever been there, they need to go.
Yeah. Grand Bend, Ontario, man. If you want, well, their food was pretty naughty, though.
Yeah, some of it. Only because we chose to
It was,
have some naughty food.
No, you kind of persuaded me to have naughty food.
No,
I
not
really
at
didn't
all.
want any naughty food at all.
Never. I would never do that.
No, never. Okay. Then we were in Michigan. Now we're back in Illinois. We're back at Wonder Lake and still waiting on our RV. Is our RV ever going to get
No,
ready to get on the road?
I think somebody in Illinois is sabotaging it, so we have to stay longer.
Waiting for that 25-foot awning. I don't know how it's going to get here. It's coming on I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's ever going to show
It's
up.
coming from on a slow truck.
Slow truck.
Hi, Kelly. I see Kelly and Craig and Adam.
We're going romper room.
I love it.
Love
Elizabeth.
romper room. Okay.
Hi, Elizabeth and Debbie.
Man, all the action.
Oh, I see Dawn Mendez. Hello from Florida. Not me from Florida, but you from Florida.
Romper room. Okay. Let's dive in. You guys, super grateful you're here. You're taking a little time with us on this Wednesday. We're probably going to go a half hour or so would be my guesstimate based on Tylene and what she decides to talk about.
I don't work well in time frames.
No, Tylene, she does not.
No.
But we want to share, obviously, some information that is super important that we feel you need to hear. And we'll give you a little bit of background. I know we have a lot of guests on this live, which is always super cool. We love that. But if you don't know who we are, I'm Sean. This is my wife, Ty.
Hello.
And we do these health talks just like we've been doing for the last 15-ish
Long time.
years or whatever. And Tylene has been doing them even longer than that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm ancient.
Sure, ancient. No, I'm ancient, man. Taking my thing. I'm ancient. So our kind of story kind of goes like this. We'll do a condensed version. I don't want to bore you, but about 20 years ago when I met Tylene, she really enlightened me. She told me she wanted to save the world the first night I met her. That was cool. But I went to see her specifically because I had arthritis in my hands. I was in my mid-30s. I didn't understand why I had arthritis. Remember that? I was like, what? I'm a pretty healthy guy, I thought. I had acid reflux. I had indigestion, plantar fasciitis. And it just didn't seem right to me. So I was already researching and doing these things, but I had never heard what Tylene had shared with me and how she made it so simple for me to understand. But man, I think everyone needs this information, Ty.
Every single person.
Every human being
who eats
any food that's ever cooked.
Yeah, definitely needs this information.
It's like the biggest health secret, in my opinion.
It is.
And I think in a lot of opinions now, and a lot of doctors' opinions. I mean, 20 years now-ish, you've been doing what you've been doing, and I'm a few years behind you. But you guys, this is so important that you understand the simplicity and the importance of enzymes. And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. I'll just share with you that when Tylene shared plant enzymes with me, stabilized probiotics, this kind of thing, 20 years ago, I was clueless. And she changed my life forever. She changed my whole world. I mean, she changed my health. You did kind of change my life.
Yeah, I changed your world.
Because now we're married, man. That's kind of goofy.
She just wanted to get free information for life.
Why not?
That's why you married me.
That's why. Really?
It's because I'm so sweet.
That's why? Okay. All right. We want to stay on track. So here's the deal. For the last 15-ish years, we have been working with doctors, professional athletes, NBA athletes. Steve Nash, former two-time MVP of the NBA. He actually was a partner of ours for a few years. We've been doing everything. Tylene's been making products, right, for doctors,
Yes.
and we were in stores like Whole Foods and things like that. But really, all we wanted to do was educate. And so we know if you know what we know and you apply that information, you don't just hear it, we know it's going to change your world, and it's going to change so many people around you. So we're grateful, like I said, that you're here, and we're going to start sharing basic information that I really want you to understand. We've really complicated all of this, and you need to allow yourself to hear this information. Someone invited you here for a reason, and we don't want to sell you anything like that. We haven't been selling anything for how long? 15 years.
Education's the key.
It's all about education, and I think when you stop learning, you stop growing. When you stop learning, it's kind of an ignorant kind of thing. It's an ego thing to stop learning. So get ready to learn, because Tylene is going to just wow you, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, how come I didn't know this? Just like I said 20 years ago, how come I didn't know this information? So here's the deal. We're going to focus on enzymes, right? Is that cool? That's all we're going to focus on really is enzymes and what those are and what they do and where do we find them. And you guys are going to say, oh, this is so simple. If I only knew. And I will tell you that when I had met Tylene, I had already lost my mom to colon cancer. And I know today, if I had known what I know now, I believe my mom would have continued to live a much healthier life, and she wouldn't have passed at the early age. You know, she passed back in 1993, I believe. And it's wrong. It doesn't need to be that way. So let's talk about fresh food, Ty, for a minute.
Like
and
this.
Apple. Don't tease me. She does that because I'm an apple guy. I'll just bite that right out of her hand, but I won't do it right now. So fresh and living food, meaning that food from nature is full of life. It's full of enzymes. The enzymes are alive. They're the life force of this food. If I bite this apple and the air hits it, it's going to turn brown. It'll start to turn brown, right? You guys, hopefully you notice that when you eat your apples, when you bite it. If your apples aren't turning brown, I wouldn't eat those apples anymore. That would be kind of some fake food, so you don't want that.
Yeah, a good example is when you go to different hotels and the fresh fruit just sits there.
Free breakfast.
Yeah, it's just
free poison, right? Free fake food. See,
it's been irradiated, so
it
stays.
It's hard to do free food,
looking like that,
but it's easier for them to give you free fake food.
Yeah, it's way cheaper.
It's way cheaper, right? Okay, so where you want to go, man? Let's just go right into it and let's talk about fresh food versus cooked and dead food. And basically what you taught me was when we cook food, we kill it.
It's just going to put a lot of pressure on the body. Every single time you eat anything that's cooked and processed, it's really taking away from the body instead of giving to the body. Whereas if you are eating an apple or a banana, carrots, broccoli, something that's fresh and living, then even like raw nuts and seeds are fresh and living. So it's more of that and less of the packaged food. So if it's in a box or a can or, just really, really cooked, whether it's microwaved, baked, it doesn't really matter, fried, all of it, once it's been heated over 116, 118 degrees, you've completely taken all the enzymes out. It's whether it's orange juice that's been heated or milk that's been heated. Now that is considered a dead food. And a dead food is food that has been completely denatured of its living potential, its life force, its enzymes. And that's what we're really here to talk about today is enzymes, and then the life of those enzymes giving you longer life.
So, and when she said orange juice being heated, pasteurized, right?
Yeah,
so
not fresh squeezed.
Not fresh squeezed, so it's dead. So here's the deal. Reason why this is so important and why we're talking about this is when we eat something, things are going to either go right or they're going to go wrong, okay? It's going to take priority. Digestion is in your body when you consume food. It focuses on digestion. Just is what it is.
Yep, no matter what.
And when you eat fresh and living food that has not been heated, that has a life force of its own in that food, it just gives nutrients to the body. There's no pressure on the body, which is super cool. It's really amazing. And then when you cook it, we kill it. And that's where we need to talk, Ty.
That's where all the issues happen.
That's where the issues happen, because when you eat, two things have to happen. You've got to break that food down to the smallest usable, recognizable molecule, right?
Yes.
For your body to pull out any nutrients, vitamins, minerals, whatever. And then you have to pass along what your body, process out of your body, what your body doesn't want.
Yes.
What it's not going to use. So it doesn't.
Get it out.
Get it out of there, man. So it doesn't rot and putrefy. And, you know, that's what happened in my mom's case. You know, I miss my mom. I love my mom. And I've got to take her situation in as one example to say my mom, she was in the restroom a lot. She was constipated. She couldn't, you know, use her bathroom. She couldn't poop enough.
Not just her. That's what's going on everywhere.
Well,
there's so many people that we run into on a daily basis that'll tell us, hey, I haven't gone to the bathroom in 2-3 days, sometimes longer, which is crazy because I'll say, are you still eating? And then they're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So they're still eating. It's 3, 4, 5 meals sometimes if it's smaller meals throughout the day, but yet they're not eliminating. And what goes on in our body, even our cells eat, and then they also eliminate. And so we even have dead cells floating around in our body. So the way the body works is we're meant to eat, get nutrients, utilize those nutrients, and get the body to function correctly. So if you're not getting the right nutrients from your food, your body is not functioning correctly. And that's where disease comes in. And it's something so simple and so cheap as to learn and take a digestive enzyme when you're eating to be able to take pressure off of the body. So maybe show them what a digestive enzyme even is.
What it is?
Actually, so these are food enzymes that I want Sean to show you what they do, because I don't even think people understand enzymes. So there's a difference between enzymes and probiotics. A lot of people I talk to, as I start talking about enzymes, they'll go, oh yeah, I'm already taking a probiotic. I'm like, no, this is not a probiotic. It's something very, very different. So enzymes and probiotics are two totally different things, both extremely important and valuable. But what we're going to talk about today is mostly enzymes. I want people to understand what enzymes do and that they break down food, they unlock food. There's hidden nutrients in your food, but if you don't extract them and get them out, your body's starving.
Well, one of the things that when Ty first taught me 20 years ago about enzymes was, she said, Sean, do you know anyone who's lactose intolerant? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And she says, well, all that means, this is really simple, is that that person's body, pancreas, basically, doesn't have enough lactase. It doesn't have enough enzyme. They can't break down the milk.
Not spitting out enough.
It's not spitting out enough. That's all.
You need to digest
really simple.
Based on what you're eating.
Yes, you can't break down the milk sugars. That's all. And so, you guys, here's the deal. Let me break this down for you. Let me oversimplify. When we're born, we have our pancreas full of these digestive enzymes, okay? And we don't know what amount we start our life with, okay? And obviously, you know, in my mid-30s with arthritis, what that was I ran out of protein splitting enzymes. So when I would eat protein, it wouldn't always break down to an amino acid usable, what my body would recognize. It didn't know if I had a chicken breast or protein bar, right? It wanted the amino acid. My body wouldn't break it down to an amino acid. It's in my body, it says uric acid, which basically looks like broken glass in my blood, and that's arthritis for me. And so as soon as I learned that, and Ty was teaching me about running out of enzymes to break down milk sugars. I mean, okay. She goes, you can run out of enzymes to break down your fats. You can run out of enzymes to break down all these things. That's where all these issues begin. I'm like,
correct.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So this right here, this little guy, can you see that? Can you see that, Ty?
Maybe, Cameron.
Is a little full spectrum plant-based enzyme with some stabilized probiotics.
But we're not going to talk about those.
We're not going to talk about those, but they're in there. And it's a little veggie capsule.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you how this works. I take this, and you should take this. Every single person on this planet
that eats
anything cooked or maybe even processed, it's dead. You need to take this. And why? Well, you don't know how many you have. Every decade or so, you lose about 10% of your ability to digest an entire food group. And the whole, the doctors and people, nutrition, they're all figuring this out finally. Ty's been saying this for 20 years. Now everyone's starting to catch up, which is great.
Even the ones that are catching up, though, they're not teaching you that.
No,
so it's,
they're not. They're not teaching you. But the gut's everything, man. It's your immune system's in there. Everything starts with digestion. Everything is about gut health, and they're starting to realize that. I'm going to show you something real quick that Ty showed me 20 years ago. Here's a pudding. You see that? Funky. Let me stir that guy up real quick. This is just something that's cooked and processed.
Yeah, so definitely don't get hung up on the pudding. So this is just, it can be actually any food that Sean's stirring. It could be whatever you ate tonight. It could be a burrito, it could be pizza, it could be steak, it could be lentils, it could be sweet potatoes. If they were cooked,
they're dead. That's
what this is representing. And then Sean stirring it is mimicking the stomach's peristalsis action.
Yeah.
The wave-like motion that's going to work your food. And then, did you already add it? Nope.
No.
Okay, so he could stir this all day.
Just wanted you to see how thick and nasty this was. No matter, you guys just saw me stir. It's still in there. It's all thick and bleh.
And that can be any food. I mean, I'm sure many of us have left dishes in the sink, dirty, overnight, and then the next day it's all hardened and gross. No matter what it is, a bowl of cereal, pasta, whatever was left over on the plates is hard to even get off of the plates to even wash. So that's basically a lot of our food just sits, and it's a lot harder to break down. So what enzymes do is they're going to unlock the nutrients in the food. So they're going to pre-digest this pudding that we're using as an example of all cooked and processed food that we eat. So once again, it's not about you eating pudding. This is about you eating pretty much anything that's cooked and processed. So unless you're living on raw food, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, celery,
and you know what,
that's raw food.
People say, oh, I'm a raw foodist. Really? No. Do you eat 100% raw food?
Right.
Like always. It's very...
We do know quite a bit.
It's very hard.
A handful of raw food. But
yeah, all over the world. We go all over the country and other countries. And let me tell you, we know about 5 of them out of the gazillion people we've seen.
Well, 5 that actually
are
pretty strict about it.
Right? I mean, that's,
But food is delicious, and there is a ton of it around. And I mean, we've been traveling, and different cultures and people that we visit, they have things that they've been eating for a long time, and then they like to introduce us to it. Let's see, we just left.
And I say no, and Tylene says yes.
I just tried, because we went and saw Sean's family, Irish side, and I had never tried Irish soda bread. So never had that. It
can't be good for you.
It was, I don't know if it's good for you.
Of course not.
My guess is no matter what, it's dead. And then, of course, it was even better with butter on it. So that was dead.
Yeah, butter?
I did sneak some butter on it.
Oh,
so
she's getting pretty naughty.
So just so you know, but that's what people do. There's different cultures. We went and hung out with some of our Italian friends, and then we get some pasta.
I thought you put some ghee on there or something. Okay, check this out.
Yeah,
I don't need to keep stirring this.
Might have been that.
Here you go. Okay, can I see it? Ready?
Yeah.
Here it is, all broken down.
Magic.
Enzymes just broke it down.
Enzymes are magical.
They unlock the food.
So what just happened is any of the fats that were in here, so like you can see it's like chocolate milk now. It's pre-digested food. So
nasty. It's funky.
But what that does is when you pre-digest your food like that, by taking an enzyme at the beginning of your meal and pre-digesting your food, your body's not going to call on the pancreas so much. It's not going to, stir up a bunch of hydrochloric acid. So you're going to have less of that chaotic stomach acid going on, and you're getting the nutrients immediately. So let's go over enzymes a little bit. So lipase is an enzyme that specifically digests fats. Okay, so lipase digests fats. And then I want you guys to understand why that's so important. We need fats, good usable fats, so they need to turn into fatty acids, in order to build like our phospholipid layers, lipids meaning fats, around our red blood cells. So just that one thing to strengthen our red blood cells is just one reason out of many reasons why you would need to digest your fats completely to a fatty acid. The other thing is think of even fat soluble vitamins like vitamin D. And there's a huge issue with vitamin D right now. So even if you were taking vitamin D and then you didn't have the correct usable fats to be able to hang on to that, that would be an issue. So there's a ripple effect when you don't break your food all the way down. That's just fats, for example, not even talking about gaining weight from not processing your fats, or having, you know, your cholesterol floating around in your body because you're not digesting your fats completely. So then when Sean was mentioning when I had met him, his case was not digesting proteins completely. So those specific enzymes are proteolytic enzymes, protease, protein splitting enzymes. They're enzymes that digest proteins down to their most usable form. So now you're going to have a protein, whatever it is you're eating. So even say you're eating, you know, beans or peanut butter, and you want to be able to break them down because both beans and peanut butter are cooked. So you want to break it all the way down to an amino acid, the building blocks of life. So you can actually feed your muscles, feed your brain. You need the amino acids to function. But if you don't break that protein down to its most usable form, it will cause issues in the bloodstream. So in Sean's case, when he was mentioning, it stayed as uric acid. That would be a bad thing. And so you want to make sure that you're processing all of your foods, especially proteins, all the way down. So then another enzyme I like to talk about is the one that digests all of your carbohydrates, which I don't think people think like about your sugars, or even when Sean talked about the lactase, being able to digest that, but also amylase that's in that group of enzymes that's going to break down all of your sugars. So even all of your starchy foods that you're eating, you need to break them down to a very simple form of glucose that the body can use, feed your brain, give you quick energy. And that's really, really important. Plus most people eat some form of carbohydrate, because I don't even think people realize that some of their vegetables they're eating, you know, that's a carbohydrate. So I want people to understand that anything that you're eating, once it's heated, it's going to be harder to extract the nutrients from that food because of that heating process. And then the enzymes now unlock the nutrients that are in that food that's been heated. So literally every single time you go to grab a cracker, anything, you need to have that enzyme right at the beginning of a meal to take tremendous pressure off the body.
Wow.
Yeah, I can keep going, but
well, I know you can.
This is supposed to be a short talk.
This is good. So I want to slow the roll for a second and just, you're giving them a lot of information.
Yeah.
It's awesome
amount of time.
Information. People need to understand this. I really want you to, everyone who's on here, you've got to understand a couple of things. We, at least in the US right now, we're so jacked up health-wise. We're the sickest generation this country's ever seen. And we have now like little kids getting issues that really people that were kind of up there in age used to get. Yeah. You know what? And, you know, we have babies being born with diabetes. You know, we have kids with arthritis, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. You guys, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. And food, you know, we talk about, you know, let food be thy medicine. You know, that's the way it is. That's truth. We are not really what we eat.
Or what we digest and absorb.
Yeah, we are what we digest and absorb. And so if you're not absorbing and getting every nutrient out of whatever you're eating, you're missing the boat. And I don't think we recognize that because we just don't eat enough fresh and living food. And then when we eat our cooked food, we have to have enzymes to break that food down. That's the secret. That's the big tip. That's what you will see being taught. Listen, 15, 20 years ago, we just got laughed at, you know, and as Tylene was teaching a lot of these folks, whether it be celebrities, athletes, doctors, or everyday people like Ty and I, it's come full circle, right? I mean, really it's come full circle. So now you get the Dr. Oz's of the world saying, hey, everything starts in the gut. Now people start listening. We don't care who says it. We just want you to listen because you're either going to have longevity, and be as healthy of a version of you that you can, or you're not. And we know it starts with food. The number one thing is food. And if you're eating all fresh and living food, they're full of life. It's full of enzymes. But we're all going to have some cooked food. And every time you do, you want to take this little digestive enzyme right before you're about to eat. That's where it all starts, because you want all the nutrients and you want to process it out. Ty, let's talk a little bit about what happens when you don't process it out. You know, in my mom's case, she passed to colon cancer. I mean, your blood, it goes somewhere. Everything. Tell everyone where your food goes.
Well, it's just
like, what happens? I mean,
but even just regular things. People are dealing with gas and bloating and heartburn and acid reflux. They're having sleep issues, and all of it goes back to some basic things of, you know, chew your food better when it's coming in.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you eat a ton more fresh and living food. I like to, when I'm working with people, or when I used to have time to work with people one-on-one, one of my biggest things I would have them do, it's really hard for people to change their whole life like overnight. So I would say, just look at each meal, whatever that is, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and just at least do 50% fresh and living. So if you're getting up in the morning and you're having a bowl of oatmeal that's all dead, then so say it's a cup of oatmeal, then you do a cup of blueberries. So you always want it to be pretty even if you're trying to do at least 50-50, but most people don't even do that. They have a completely dead breakfast, completely dead lunch, completely dead dinner, and then all of the snacks that we're having, these protein bars and protein drinks and just all the various things, you know, a bag of chips, whatever it is. And that's not even talking about the bad food like sodas and things like that, and alcohol, and you know, the other things that we do to our body. So it's all pulling from the body, debilitating, and not giving to the body. And there's some just basic, simple things. Like the enzyme Sean showed you, literally for over $1 a day, which is crazy. It's the cheapest, easiest thing somebody can do to completely change their life. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. It's designed, and dessert, that's my thing. It's designed for you to take at least one with each meal, and it'll last a month. Yeah. You know, unless you're eating, I mean, it's a ton of cooked food.
This is this is a movement. This is a cause. This is the biggest thing that is changing the health in our country. We've got to do something. We know there's issues out there. Obviously, we don't even go into all of that tonight. We don't have time to talk about the brain and anxiety and depression and all these issues that are going on from a brain perspective. We're nutrient deficient, our soil, our food. You got to give your body the best fighting chance that it can and live a healthier life. And it is more of a lifestyle. This is one little thing that is the biggest thing.
So easy.
It is the biggest thing. I promise you, the biggest thing you can do for your health. Obviously, eating the better. But with cooked food, there's nothing. Your world will change. You've got to understand that. That's how important this is. And when you take these enzymes with your food, it breaks down and unlocks the nutrients in the food, and it helps you process out what your body doesn't want, takes the pressure off the body. If you take these enzymes away from food, oh my gosh, they work systemically. They go throughout the body. They clean things up. I kind of visualize the old Pac-Man game. Can I go this way?
Sure.
Beep, beep, beep. Or this way? Where it just kind of, where it just goes in there and just cleans stuff up. It's looking for debris, right? It's looking for undigested stuff.
All it does is look for its specific substrate. It works like a lock and a key. So when lipase goes in systemically through the body, it's looking for fats that have been undigested, and then it unlocks them. And so when you send in the proteolytic enzymes, protease and everything, same thing. It'll go through the body looking for undigested proteins, unlock them, turn them into an amino acid. So each thing is very specific for the substrate it's supposed to work on. And in food enzymes, in their case, it's a protein, a carb, and a fat. So your macronutrients, your larger molecules that you're eating and bringing into the body, then you need to make sure that you're breaking them all the way down.
So we can't see all this.
There's so many messages. I haven't been able to read them.
One message I just caught with my glasses.
I was trying to read them.
I don't have my glasses on. Okay, so here's the thing. At birth, if everyone on this Facebook Live, if all of us were born on the same day, the same time, that would be amazing. Because then we were maybe.
I know where you're going with this. This is a big question this person's asking, so I don't know how much time we have to answer it correctly.
I'd be younger because everyone would. Okay, look, we're born, we start life with a different amount. We have a little bank account, our pancreas full of these digestive enzymes. I'm going to just try to answer it simple and quick. Here's the deal. From our parents, our grandparents, and so on and so forth, this has been passed down. And what's happened is after World War II, the food changed, everything got processed, canned, TV dinners, microwaves, fast food, all this dead food. And now it's caught up to us. So now we're sick. So now we're being born with less or fewer of these digestive enzymes that to digest an entire food group. That's what happens. When you run out of a specific enzyme to digest a certain food group, you have issues. It just is what it is. And if you run out of enzymes to break down fats and sugars, just think of the issues that go along with that. What do you trace that back to? Am I allowed to say this stuff? Probably not. I shouldn't. But so just think of issues that.
But everything that I listed, the gas, the bloating, those are all big
precursors. I mean, right? It's all going to.
Very beginning.
Those are signs and hints. Indigestion, acid reflux.
Or the other way, diarrhea, constipation. Doesn't matter. All of it is telling you you have an insufficient amount of enzymes being produced by your pancreas. So yes, this person's question was, doesn't our body do this? Yes. Your saliva, it should be filled with the amylase. Your stomach should be producing enzymes. Your pancreas should be producing enzymes. What we're talking about here is allowing the body to have pre-digested food, basically like you just ate an apple. So you're helping your body by taking plant enzymes. That's what was in that capsule.
Not animal or pancreatic enzymes. We're not into that. We're into plants. We're into nature. We want to keep things as close to nature as possible. You guys,
there's so much to talk about.
20 years or so Ty's been doing this. I'm a few years behind her. You guys, we have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of lives change. And you just need to understand the simplicity of this. And you are going to hear about this everywhere. You're going to continue to hear about the gut. Your gut's everything. Everything starts in the gut. 70% at least of your immune system's in your gut. The reason why we got all these NFL, NBA, NHL players, teams, you guys, is because it works. The eating fresh and living food works.
And cuts down healing time.
So your healing time. Enzymes are so cool, man. They're everything. They're like the biggest unknown thing.
They are. It's so simple.
It's crazy. It's so simple. And you don't have to believe us.
No,
man,
seriously, just try it. If you have issues, and the skin is one of your largest organs to show you something's going wrong. There is so many things, whether it's just acne, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea. Your skin will also let you know. Hives, all of that is, there's food intolerances. These are all telltale signs that you're not processing your food to its most usable form. All the autoimmune diseases, just all of those things can be from leaky gut, and then it's seeping in to the intestinal wall into your bloodstream. So if you have undigested food in the extracellular fluid of your body, so in the bloodstream, in your river of life, that's where disease is going to begin. And so what we're trying to show you is by doing something so simple, yes, it's creating a new habit. You have to remember to put them in your pocket. The girls got to remember to put them in their purse. Guys got to remember to bring them somewhere. Just don't forget them. Don't eat without them. Listen, don't eat cooked food without them.
We're called to do this. It is not that, look, for almost 20 years now of my life, now I'm 54, I feel 100%. In my 30s, I didn't. I don't have, my arthritis is gone. My acid reflux is gone. My indigestion is gone. My plantar fasciitis is gone. These enzymes, not only with my food, has prevented any kind of further issues, but they've gone in and away from food over the years, and they've cleaned up my body. I mean, it's just completely cleaned me up, and that's the way we should feel. How many of you on here, tell me what percent you feel. Do you feel 100%?
Yes. Put in there with.
I didn't feel 100% in my mid 30s, right? And guys, by the time we're the elderly now, they're living on Ensure, man. They can't digest their food. This research goes back to the late 1800s, 1930s. It got a lot bigger. Dr. Edward Howell. I mean, you guys, we're not making this stuff up. Tylene's not making this stuff up. We feel God has called us to do what we're doing. This is a purpose. This is a passion. Obviously, there's a conscious movement going on. We have to enlighten people. We have to share this message. Tylene calls it her enzyme army.
That's what I'm looking for.
That's what this is.
Well, because if you could go back in time and educate your mom,
man,
and I'm sure there's a million people on here that have lost loved ones from simple things that could have been changed if they were educated. And because no one's talking about this, I mean, it's not like you talk about poop, you know, and things like that, but people need to be going to the bathroom more. They need to be getting the waste out of them. They need to be getting all of their nutrients they can from their food and utilizing those nutrients.
I just start getting all fired up. I get frustrated. Fired up. Instead, what does everyone do? They run out and they get medicated. They get on a drug, and you're flipping not drug deficient.
No.
You're nutrient deficient. All of us, our bodies, that is ridiculous. We are not drug deficient. We're nutrient deficient. And if everything starts with what we eat, and if everything starts with digestion, which it does, hello, that's the answer. The answer is your food, and the answer is your ability to digest and break down to the smallest usable molecule that your body can extract those nutrients, vitamins, minerals, whatever it is, and pass what it doesn't want. You guys, this is the key. You need to understand that. And we're doing it in a way now where we just want you to help. If you would, go help your body. You can read. These testimonials are amazing. We've seen thousands of these over the years. And you guys, it's just time, man. It is time. It is time. Enough is enough. We don't need to be all jacked up. We need to get freaking healthy. You need to spread this information. Do not eat anything cooked, heated, or processed without it. Eat all the fresh and living foods you want, because it's all in there. You don't need it. Okay, but you have to understand this is the key to your health.
I can't even tell you. I mean, all of you guys out there who have been able to have tried the digestive enzyme and had it work for you, just give a shout out on this live feed so others can see, so they can reach out to you, so they can hear, you know, what it helped. Because the reason why is it helps people in different ways. You know, one person, all of a sudden, they're not getting headaches anymore, and they had been getting headaches forever. One person, they've had massive acne, and now their acne's gone. Then we had somebody else, you know, there's I can't even tell you, there's so many things. I have a lot of people that give it to their animals, and they can tell you 50 different animal stories of how it's saved their dog's life, or this one or that one. It is completely life-changing in so many ways. You have, and then Toby on here, I noticed he mentioned a book, so go through there. But the book that he's talking about, this guy that wrote the book had done over 40,000 colon exams, and he swears by enzymes.
He's considered the #1
so he knows the colon
doc in
and
the US.
He swears by enzymes because he would see cleaner colons, and a cleaner intestinal tract means cleaner blood, which means, I won't say no disease, but way less disease. And I'll let you research it on your own before I say no disease, but it's life-changing. Let's just say that.
All right, we'll get carried away.
I know, and we're at 38 minutes.
We want to be respectful.
8 minutes over.
Your time. You know, we usually go like 45 minutes an hour. We're going to just slow our roll down and give you guys your time so you can get off of here and go talk to every human being you know. They need to know this information. You've got to let people know. Whoever invited you on here, thank them. We thank them.
Yes, they love you.
That you got to hear some information. You guys, this is getting bigger and bigger. It is ginormous compared to where it was 20 years ago. And now you hear about it all the time. You're hearing enzymes. You're just hearing about it in the media, commercials. The
key is consistency, though. People hear this stuff, but they don't really hear it. And they're really quick to have their little, you know, pill pack with all their 50 different meds, and they're like, oh, it's noon, I gotta take this med and that med to mask this issue, and I gotta take this med in the morning so I can get energy, I need to take this med at night so I can go to sleep. No, they're all counteracting each other. No doctors are talking to each other.
Effect.
So no one knows whether this med's gonna counteract that med.
Treat this like a flipping med.
Yeah.
Take it. Be
disciplined.
Compliant. Yes. Take it when you should.
You will
take
get
it
results.
when you eat. Take it away from food, and it'll work with no. Here's your side effects. You want your side effects when you take it with food? Here it is. You get more energy with your food. So instead of wanting to take a nap, how about that? This will digest a Thanksgiving meal. Use it on Thanksgiving, man. I take a handful on Thanksgiving.
But don't just use it on Thanksgiving.
No, use it every day. But even a big meal like that, instead of laying down and taking a nap and watching football.
You know what? That's a good point, though.
So
the
bad.
reason it works is because I only mentioned 3 major enzymes, but there's a full spectrum blend that's going to digest every little thing that you could even think of to eat. The different sugars that are out there that you don't even know that you need a special enzyme for it. The different fibers that you have issues with unlocking the nutrients because there's fiber all around that. So there's a many different reasons that we don't even have time to go into, but it's full spectrum.
Get with whoever invited you to this.
And share this. Share this.
Share the live. We appreciate all of you, and we want to help you because, look, no one's going to care about you and your family and your loved ones more than you.
No.
Okay? We love our doctors. They're not educated, most of them, when it comes to nutrition. They don't have the time.
They don't have the time to sit with anyone anymore.
Yeah, it's just hard. We live in a fast-paced world. They're really specialized, right? They don't look at the body as a whole.
And
it's
they
all
don't
kinds
talk
of
to
separate.
each other.
They don't talk to each other. And that's really a big part of the demise, I think, of Western, medicine. Even though it's so advanced, it's really kind of jacked up. And our desire to eat tasty food has jacked us up.
Yes.
There's all these tasty things to eat, man. That's a problem.
I love tasty food.
So you've got to have your enzymes when you do that. So get with whoever invited you here. Man, you got to help you and your family.
Just do the best you can do.
It is so amazing what will happen for you and your family. And anything we can do, just find us on Facebook. But get with whoever invited you. You guys get them some flipping enzymes.
Yes.
Help them out.
Share the enzymes.
Share the love. And do it.
Show them the pudding. Show people.
Show the pudding.
People are visual. They want to see. They want to understand it.
I
love you guys.
All right, you guys have a great night.
Have a good night.
We're going to be doing these. We're going to try to do one of these every week and talk about something different.
Yeah.
So
I think next week we'll talk about maybe vitamins,
minerals, maybe minerals. That'd be cool.
Because
I like that.
Enzymes really like vitamins. They work really well.
They work better.
So.
Did you know they work better with?
Maybe we'll talk about probiotics too. I don't know. You guys tell us. What do you want us to talk about?
Hey, real quick before we get off here, what would you like us to talk about the next time we do one of these? Let's say next week. You guys just drop us a little something on there.
Don't say weight loss, because weight loss is a side effect of everything we talk about.
I never got in. You'll get energy from your food. Typically, your stomach starts to flatten out. You may go to the restroom a little bit more.
You guys are great. I'm reading all your comments.
No, they're awesome.
Hey, and if you guys have really good raw ideas, like I just saw somebody put salsa. Salsa's raw. I mean, maybe not the canned ones, but the fresh salsas that you find in the stores are great. Guacamole, if it's made correctly, is totally raw and amazing. And what you can do, what I like to do is I take sweet potato is the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. So what you do is you just wash the sweet potato and then just cut it up so it's round, not the long way. So it's round like a chip, round like a chip. And then you use that in the fresh guacamole. And you add more things to that guacamole. Add like fresh corn right off the cob, raw. Add garlic and cilantro, all fresh and raw. Cilantro is amazing. It'll pull all kinds of bad stuff out of your body. So experiment with eating and introducing your body to more fresh and living food. So you are just depositing to that bank account of life. We'll end on that note.
I like a bank account.
I know. I just made that up. That's it.
You make up.
I know.
Just amazing things.
All right.
We love you guys.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Peace. Have a great night. And we'll see you guys real soon.
Thanks for coming on. Hey, Mavis. Hi. I see Dave. I see Tim. What's up, Tim? We're doing a live with Tim on Saturday, I think.
Bruce.
Tim Harrigan.
Dr. Tim.
We love Dr. Tim.
Yeah.
Be looking out for that live that we're going to do.
Man, there's lots of good stuff.
Hi, Tiki.
Lots of good stuff.
Florida's in the house tonight. We got a lot of Florida. We got Tennessee. You guys are great. Put where you're from on there so other people know in case they have questions and they want to talk to you.
I like to see that. That's kind of
This is an enzyme community.
We went from being done to.
I know. I had to go to 44 minutes since that's my favorite number.
We're looking at all these. See, because it takes a minute to catch up all these things.
It's just fun. Okay, I guess you have to hit end live
All
video.
right, we're gonna hit it. I should be able to do that. I got the glare on my face. Okay.
Love you, Jonathan.
All right, you guys be cool.
You guys are great.
Peace.